3 weeks ago, the National Super League giants Shabana FC sealed promotion to Kenya's top-tier league, the FKF Premier League, making a return after 18 years in the cold. That Shabana have staged a remarkable campaign in the National Super League is not in doubt. Under head coach Sami Okoth, the Gusii Stadium-based side have played enterprising football, sweeping all before them to bag a ticket to the top division. Their ascendancy to the top has rekindled the golden years of yore when, alongside other community clubs such as Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards, they ruled the roost. Their fanatical fan base has been a marvel this term. They have not only thronged the Gusii Stadium to the Raptors whenever Tore Bore are in action, but they have made laudable efforts to travel the length and breadth of the nation to support the team in away matches. However, this success, the beautiful story, the promise they have given their legion of fans could soon come to naught if the simmering tension over the club leadership is not addressed. This new dawn heralds new challenge, and like they say, success has 1,000 fathers. This newfound success of Tore Bobe has attracted all in sundry who now want a piece of the pie. In the last few weeks, we have seen politicians of all shades come out in drafts to be associated with the team, many laying claim to the club patron role. In retrospect, the bitter past of the club reveals that many of the political elite who now want association with the outfit were nowhere in the vicinity when the team moved around with begging bowls, players sleeping on empty stomach, unsure of where the next meal would come from. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get us wrong. Here at Sporty Monday, we advocate for financial stability of our clubs. Our political leaders have a role to play, more so through policy formulation to ensure that our clubs realize the much-needed success, more so in the top division. But it must not be ill-intentioned. Football, we reiterate, should not be used to mine political capital. Not now, not with our beloved Shabana. Sanity must prevail, and all forces coming to join the team must have good intentions, and all the support must be channeled through the well-known and documented club leadership. Shabana is too important for a game to be torn apart by selfish, egocentric, and vested interest. Equally, the Kisii County government, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Simba Arati, must see to it that the Gusii Stadium is refurbished in time ahead of the 2023-2024 season. The shameful images of last week, where Shabana's match against MCF had to be pushed back by a day as the pitch was waterlogged, should not recur. Not in this time and age. Tore Bobe deserves much better. Welcome to Sporty Monday. My name is Isaac Tijan Swila. Gentlemen, welcome to Sporty Monday.
Yep.
How's the weekend, Rocho?
My weekend was superb. On Saturday, I was at the SJAC Sports event. I was with my team. And on Sunday, why you laugh?
How did you perform? Why are you?
No, we are just newly launched, so we are still doing baby steps. And on Sunday yesterday, I was in Muranga. It's called Tangati Village, where I watched my team Shabana going down against.
I think you carried there the band of men again.
Ashitera?
I'm good. I really missed the SJAC outing. I saw how unfit journalists were. I wish I was there. But again, I went to stand by my brother Shatta during that difficult moment where a brother will always look for a shoulder to lean on. And I think that is the main reason I was absent both at SJAC and at Nairobi Marathon, despite my registration.
Okay. Zita, how are you this morning?
Very okay. You know, I asked you a question on how you performed on the marathon, and you didn't answer me. You answered like our saved brothers. who, when you ask them, when they come to wakitaka kukatia msichana, they come and tell you that, they come and tell you the Lord has said.
Yes.
Yani Mungu anasema ukue wangu. Alafu anakuambia go pray about it.
I can see where you're coming from. But Ibra has the images we'll be giving you shortly. But first things first, let's go to Gusii Stadium where our very own Crispin Otieno is on standby. Chris, if you can hear me, a very good morning to you. How is it in Gusii?
Well, a very good morning, Swila and the team. We are coming to you live from Gusii Stadium. This is the home of Shabana FC, or if you like, the Glamour Boys. And as you can see right behind me, I have quite a number of football fanatics from Gusii region. These young men and ladies have been traveling throughout the night from Muranga to Kisii because yesterday they attended that particular match between Shabana FC and Muranga Seals. Swila, as you are aware, Shabana is one of those community teams that have gone through a lot, and it's been grappling with the matters to do with the finances. It has also been grappling with for many years in terms of performance. You're aware that Shabana has been in the cold for about 17 years, and now they are making their grand entry into the country's top tier league. And I just want to get in touch with some of the fans from Shabana to tell us how has the journey been. What did you do right this time round, which you never did when Shabana was, at the lowest level?
Thank you, Crispin. Jina mimi naitwa Micheka, ni mmoja wa mashabiki wa Shabana. Ndio tumefika kutoka Muranga vile Crispin umesema, na ni ukweli tumekuwa safarini kwa siku 3 sasa, na saa hizi ndio tumefika huku. Imekuwa ni safari ya miaka 17 kwa timu yetu ya Shabana, the Glamour Boys, ambao wamekuwa wakicheza kutoka ile division ya chini tukakuja kwenye NSL, na tumekaa hapa kwa miaka 17 ambayo imekuwa na changamoto si haba, kwa sababu hii club imekuwa ikitegemea sana mashabiki na wahisani wema wa mji wa Kisii na wale wa mji wa Nairobi. Na tumekuwa tukiraise funds, tumekuwa tukiraise pesa kama Shabana, tumekuwa tukisaidia timu wakati inaenda kucheza kule nje, lakini kwa kipindi hiki ambacho Shabana imejitahidi na inaingia kwenye ligi kuu ya nchi ya Kenya, ni jitihada ambazo zimefanywa kutoka kwa timu. Wale vijana wamejituma wenyewe, wale vijana wa Glamour Boys de Shabana wanasema Torebobe, na wamejituma hata ingawa wamekuwa na changamoto za kifedha, lakini tunataka kushukuru wahisani ambao wamekuja in handi kusupport hii timu. Mmoja wao ni gavana wetu Simba Arati. Gavana amekuja na akasupport hii timu. Wakati alipata kwamba hii timu inalemewa, alikuja. Wabunge wetu wamekuwa wakija pia wakisupport hii timu. Hata CS wetu Bwana Machogu naye juzi ameingia na kusupport hii timu. Lakini tunataka kusema kwamba hii Shabana inapoingia kwenye ligi kuu ya Kenya, tafadhali tunaomba wahisani wema waje kwa wingi. We need a sponsor to sponsor this team because the team has been in our hands.
Mnapozungumzia kuhusu sponsor, labda nitazungumza na mwingine hapa. Tunaona kwa sasa kila mwanasiasa kutoka kaunti ya Kisii, kutoka eneo nzima la Gusii, kila mtu anataka ku-associate him or herself with Shabana FC. Do you think this will augur well with the club in terms of, there are some who are saying that when it comes to politics, it's likely to destroy the club. What's your take on that?
All right, thank you so much. My name is Caleb Ondieki. I'm a big Shabana fan. In terms of politics, we welcome all the politicians to come to Shabana, but we don't want to be divided by politics. We mainly want to focus on football and the Gusii community at large. We don't want to be divided by where you stand in terms of politics. We want to tell all politicians you're welcome, but we don't want anything to do with politics in terms of Shabana. And as Shabana family, we're also happy that the success has attracted politicians from this area and also from Nyamira and the other side. So in a very special way, I want to thank the boys. Yesterday was great. We have arrived home safely, though some of us had an accident somewhere on the road, but not our member who died. Is the other guy from their area. So journey masses, and we thank God for those who came in large numbers, and also we're proud of Shabana and Shabana Torebo.
I want to talk to one of the ladies here. Okay, tell us who you are and what's your take about scrambling of Shabana FC as a team?
Hi, my name is Happiness Nyabwari. I'm a big fan of Shabana. Basically, I can say that Shabana, we are doing well. We are being supported and we are the best with the biggest fan base in Kenya.
Okay. Thanks so much. Well, Swila, there you have it. I've been speaking to fans, Shabana football fans from, Kisii town. You've heard they really welcome any kind of support. However, they maintain that when it comes to politics, it should be, politicians should shun politics when it comes to running of Shabana FC as a club, so that they ensure that the team performs, or rather they call it a stellar performance, even as they get into the top tier league. Swila.
Chris, before I let you go, maybe one question in 30 seconds. You can sum it up for us. You've really covered the team throughout the campaign, more so at home. What's the mood like going into the final round of match, where if they win, they'll be crowned champions? Too close to call, with Muranga closely in their neck. I think we've lost Chris there. But thank you very much for linking up with us. That's our very own Crispin Otieno, live from Gusii Stadium. Gentlemen, you followed through that discussion between Chris and the fans, and rightfully so, there seems to be this scramble for Shabana most after gaining entry to KPL. Shortly, maybe Ibrahim will give us there's this letter from the sports registrar actually telling us the rightful leaders for the team, but it seems everybody wants now to be associated with the club. Arocho, maybe.
Well, I think Shabana is a beautiful lady. Everybody would like to be associated with a beautiful lady. I think there are people who have really suffered with the team. The leadership, the current leadership has really done it so well. But all said and done, I believe that any other thing should be kept off the game. Let everybody come in. And as one of the fans ably put it, we should concentrate on the playing unit. The politicians can come just to support, but soon and very soon, ladies and gentlemen, Shabana will get a very credible partner, a financial partner who will steer the team ahead, because what is lacking at the moment is that stability, that financial stability. The team is quite well. I was in Muranga yesterday. As I said earlier, it's called Tangiti Village, Kiharu constituency. And I was really impressed by two things. One, the chairman of Muranga Seal, kudos to what is done there. Magnificent stadium, great atmosphere. The fans, the Muranga fans. In fact, I tweeted earlier in the morning before I went to Muranga that Muranga Seal has only 4 fans. And they proved me wrong. There was a good crowd, a sizable crowd from Muranga. But on the flip side, I think the challenge that I saw was something needs to be done about the infrastructure. The roads in Kiharu, Moso Tangatu village, just from the main road to the stadium is pathetic. If it were not for the good kind of funds we have from Shabana, there could have been problems there, because even the parking area was not there. It was chaos. But kudos also to the Muranga police station, OCS, and his team. They did a marvelous job as far as security is concerned. Over and above, Shabana is one, and everybody will fight for a beautiful lady.
Shitera, everybody fighting for a beautiful lady. You follow this team closely too. And as they get into the top division, probably, give us your perspective in terms of building this the team, because they'll be competing in the top tier. And there's this animal called CAF club licensing rules again. They need to have a women's side. What's next for Torebobe?
Now that is the biggest challenge. Probably the recently signed fan, Arocho, can really, you are recently signed from KCB. You are introducing a new thing into football, football fan base, where a fan can be signed. But what I'm saying is, I think we should take it seriously. Women football, we have concentrated mostly on our men's side, and I think the CAF club licensing rules that is coming into effect, I think is the biggest challenge. But again, a blessing in disguise for our teams. The likes of FC Leopards, Gor Mahia have dominated. But I thank God, FC Leopards, I think they have a women's team. A big example to Shabana and Gor, we have been discussing earlier that now it's a wake-up call for Gor Mahia fans and FC Leopards fans. FC Leopards this season have proved to be the best in the stadium.
Sure.
And they have done their best to ensure that they steer their team in as much as the team playing unit let them down. FC Leopards fans have really been on the forefront. So that is a challenge to Shabana. They are coming up now to face a real challenge in the EPL. Wanavyosema kwamba ndio mkoko tu unaalika maua. What Murang'a Seals did to Shabana is also a wake-up call, because most of the games that Shabana has won has been back at home. So it's a time to reflect what went wrong at Murang'a. They were beaten 2-0 again. 2-1. Okay, 2-1. Whichever way, I just wanted to know if you... I wanted to know if he's alert. He is. So whichever way you lost, you are headed into your last match. It will be very unfortunate to lose the grip of that title, qualifying to the top tier as number 2. So I wish you all the best. Shabana is a community club. A very, very positive energy that is coming into the Premier League. This is what we need. We also challenge teams from Meru. I remember the days of Mafuko Bombers when I was a young boy. Reunion, Shabana, Gor Mahia, FC Leopards, and this was when football was made in Kenya. It was never made in Germany. But we need that glory back, and I foresee a very competitive league next season, because everyone is yearning for that cake you're talking about. Murang'a Seals from Murang'a will represent Central. And I remember the days when Thika United denied Gor Mahia the title. Now the days are coming back. So for me as a football fan, I'm happy.
ZT, I'll call you ZT now. A beautiful girl being quoted by everybody, as Shitere and Arocha alluded to. But talk about the facility. The Gusii Stadium has actually been one of the most intimidating grounds lately. But look at its state. Recently, a match couldn't be played because it was waterlogged. They had to drain it, and the match had to be pushed to a day back. What should the leadership of that county really do, and what does this mean going forward?
I think as I wanted to start talking the way everyone is talking positive about Shabana, and they are forgetting that when you want to have a beautiful lady akue mzuri akiendelea, you have to go back to how is the husband handling the lady? How is the leadership handling the lady? You know, how is the husband handling the lady? Because if the husband starts handling the lady in a bad way, huyo msichana atabaki ule msichana alikuwa mrembo kweli. People will start, what happened? People will start talking about that. So for me, I think Shabana should be very careful, actually, starting from the leadership they're going to choose. Now they've already chosen the leadership, but are they people that they are ready for them to take this club to a place that the club need to be? You know, it starts from the beginning, and then the leadership will help even coming to you've said about the what happened about the ground and everything. Now the leadership start from the leadership, and then hizi vitu zingine zitafollow about the ground, about like inquiring a ladies team. Start from the leadership. You know, for me, if they mess up there, they're going to mess up.
Actually, there's a leadership conundrum, and as you've heard those fans say, so many politicians are coming into the picture. There are guys who have been in the team. There's the sport registrar giving a letter saying, this is the right faction that we have, and maybe we're going to have that later shortly. Arocho, do you foresee again trouble in leadership in this team? What must they not do?
I'm not seeing troubles. You know, Shabana is like Gor Mahia. You try to mess with Gor Mahia, you are in problem.
The fans do.
So anybody who is even dreaming of messing with Shabana will have it very rough. Community, you cannot mess up with community teams.
When did Arocho gather all this information when he was still at KCB?
I love the way Arocho is.
No, wait, guys.
Arocho.
Just to respond
Arocho.
Yes.
More of these community teams are being messed up kutoka
By politicians.
By politicians, and also leadership, that the people who are there, like maybe the director, secretary, now I can't even see the marketing team, the one talking
Can
about.
I respond?
Please go.
My point is this. You know, there's a time that some people tried to assemble another Gor Mahia. I think you guys heard of that time, and there were 2 Gor Mahia teams. So there was a match at City Stadium, so the 2 teams walked in.
Yeah.
But take my word, it has never happened again. So a team like Gor Mahia and Shabana, you cannot joke around with it. These are teams that guys own, and the fans own it. I was so impressed yesterday when the fans traveled. These fans traveled for 3 days, because from Kisii to Nairobi to Murang'a is a long distance. Just to debunk Shitera's sentiments. Yes, I'm not 2 months old at Shabana. I can even give you my Facebook post that I did 3 years ago at Toyoyo ground with Shabana players.
So where will your loyalty be? KCB or Shabana?
Guys, let Arocho make the decision. It's not Shitera or Zita to make that.
But you have guided us, Arocho. You are a staunch supporter of KCBs. I don't know what happened.
No, I played for
Now
KCB.
you don't even talk about
Guys,
KCB.
I played for KCB. Shabana is a community team. I'll support any community.
But what I want to agree with you is on the leadership aspect. I think they are having a bona fide leadership structure. What the politicians are grappling for is who will become the patron, because that is what has been on the table. FC Leopards, Gor Mahia, the politicians will always squabble on who becomes the patron. And I think that is what the Aratis and the many politicians in the Kisii region are looking for. They want to be patrons of Shabana. And as you said, a successful...
It will sort itself out.
Actually, talk of that game. There is a footage of that game. If we can have a look at it shortly, Ibra.
Haijakuwa rahisi, imekuwa jane long kwetu, hata kwa mafans na expectation kubwa, but tuna hope for the best. Kwa hizo game moja imebaki, hopefully tushinde tukiwa namba 1.
Leo tulianza tukiwa down kiasi, second half ndo tumekuja kutake charge, but nikaa tulikuwa tumeconcede kwa late kidogo kwetu.
Well, in the interest of time, let's move over to Kakamega Homeboys. And of course, they stopped Tusker on their tracks, and they're going to represent Kenya in Africa for the very first time in their history. Maybe Zita, staying with you, Homeboys winning the FKF Cup and now going to Africa. You can see the clip there of how that match went on. Maybe you can listen to the commentary.
Ni mtu ambaye mara nyingi utakuwa ameshaanza kuidondosha Gor Mahia kuja kusajiliwa katika timu kama Homeboys na kuacha timu zote zingine.
Wananyanyua taji kabisa mabingwa mwaka 2022 na 2023.
Zita, in a minute, break it down for us.
I love Kakamega Homeboys, the way they played. It's a talent that are being nurtured from mashinani, you know, like not foreign people when you utabaki umesema no huyu najuana na SG from, it's a name that you're hearing now from the KPL. So for me, I love the spirit. I love the spirit of the leadership they have in what they're doing. And Tusker, it was them. They've lost everything at the finals. So I think it was their bad luck, I think, in the office, let's say that. But for me, I think even I love the way after the win, the way Toto Shimanyula talked about the team, saying that this is just the beginning. We are going to do to nurture the grassroots talent. We are not going to buy big players the way that we are saying that we are going to in the CAF Confederation, that we are going to buy good players. No, we just have to do loopholes that you will take players from several teams, but at the end of it, I am going to nurture the grassroots talent, and you've seen that is what he has done well for Kakamega Homeboys. For me, kudos Kakamega Homeboys, and the only worry I have, it's the financial stability of Kakamega Homeboys. You have to travel, you have to have a lot of money, like facilitating when you're going outside the country. So for me, that is the worry I have, but I know they will sort things out.
Shitera, sort things out. What does this really mean for Matano? He missed the KPL narrowly to Gor Mahia. He's lost the FKF Cup to Homeboys. Do you think Matano will remain at Ruaraka? Being at the leadership has been very impatient
with him,
with the coaches who don't bring the same.
I think he has done his best. He has finished second on the KPL. He has finished second, the FKF Cup. And I think Tusker is just give him time and the right signings for Matano to propel the team to the next level. Remember, they are the defending champions, so to speak, if you were to go with that record. So nothing much has been lost of him. He has really tried. The season has been very tough, but look at what he has achieved. To me, I think it's fine for Matano. Just give him proper environment for signing players. But again, coming back to Kakamega Homeboys, this is a team that has really tried to win both the Kenya Premier League and the FKF. Remember, they also lost it to Tusker last season, and it was a revenge match, so to speak. And I like to talk of how Homeboys played that game. Look at that goal scored by Amwai. Very tight corner, but he showed that he's a striker that you can really bank on, and that killed it off.
A veteran, actually. He's been around for some time.
He's been around for some time. Now, what I've captured from this FKF Cup is the organization. We never saw such celebration when Gor Mahia won. What Arocho talked about. Look at how the sponsor has really organized a beautiful event that you can really want to relate with. To me, again, I would say this was a trophy that anyone will fight for. Talk of prize money. Gor Mahia winning their Premier League, they are cashless as we speak. Kakamega Homeboys, I think they have bagged 2 million in terms of prize money. That again just deflates the importance of the Kenya Premier League. And going into the next season, it's a challenge to FKF sponsors to bring on board reasonable amount of money in terms of cash prizes. Were it not for individuals and partners that fundraised, I would call it a fundraising, because they hope from the former Prime Minister, who is the patron, to the sponsor, to CS Owalo, and then the contribution amounted to 9.5 million.
I want to say something before.
In 30 seconds, please.
In 30 seconds, like the way Shitera is saying about Tusker signing the right players, but Tusker has been signing in out of the season. Like, which players do you want Matano to sign so that he can win the Premier League? Something that I want to point out is that when you are a coach and you have some misunderstanding with a player, please, and he's the player that wins for you the games, just clear it out and let the player play instead of making
benching.
Yes.
Arocho, in 1 minute, Homeboys are going to represent us in Africa for the very, very first time. Kenyan clubs have not made impression in Africa. What must Homeboys address?
First and foremost, this myth that Homeboys want to go to the Confederation without adding power, they will fail miserably. This is not child play. When you're
Shimanyula is watching.
Yes, they are going to the top league. Look at what Yanga went through. The least paid player at Yanga is earning about 400,000. So when you're moving to a level where Yanga is, and you're saying that you're not going to recruit, it's a big joke. For For Matano, I'm sorry. I think Matano will have to exit. And mark my words, he might not survive at Tusker. He got everything that he needed.
There were talks Bandari could lure him.
Yes, I think he's not going to survive. On the flip side, I'd like to encourage and challenge Kakamega Homeboys and the county leadership of Kakamega to try and make that stadium ready. If in any case we can put it ready for the continental assignment.
Continental football.
Yes, because for the club's continental assignments, they can at least compromise on you see, I saw the other day, there's a team in Uganda that were playing in a very small stadium for their continental assignments. They need to do that because we need fan base. The match we saw when Tusker...
But what needs to be done at Buhungu that is not at Gusii? You see, when you talk of county stadia, Arocho, now let me go back to your Shabana. Even when Muranga Seals were playing...
St. Sebastian Park.
No. When Muranga Seals played Shabana in the match had to be halted at, I think, 83rd minute because of the downpour. There's no proper drainage. So it's a challenge to you, your team, and probably county administration to enhance the drainage. The former governor did put up a structure in form of a stadium, and forgot that we need drainage. So when you talk about Stadia Rocho, you can't even compare even a quarter Gusii Stadium and Buhungu Stadium.
No, my point was this.
How do you want Kakamega to be improved?
Soccer is about fans and the fan base.
Yes.
For example, look at the finals that we just watched. A handful of fans. Guys, give that sponsor his value. His value. If this match was played in Kakamega, we could have seen... You know, look at what you saw in Muranga. That fan base, that crowd, that frenzy moment, that is what is needed in soccer. So I'm challenging the county government of Kakamega to try and make sure that they can make sure that that stadium is ready. Because
Buhungu Stadium,
no, it's not ready for continental.
It's one of the best in
It is not ready
Kenya.
for continental assignment. I'm talking about Kakamega Homeboys hosting a continental assignment in Kakamega.
It will be hosted in Buhungu Stadium. Take it
Still on
to the
that,
bank.
as we flip gears a little bit before we go to Nairobi City Marathon, but there's the CAF club licensing rules, which is proving to be a pain in the back of nearly all the clubs. Zita, maybe in 4 minutes we can break this down. What's your take of Gor Mahia signing a deal with Akakoro, Tusker running left, right, and center? Is this the way to go, or they should develop their own women clubs?
For me, the best thing is developing their women clubs. And then what comes in my mind is what are the rules they followed on acquiring the women team? Because we don't want to end up in the mix whereby the team was doing very well when it was alone, but acquiring the team, how are they going to support the team financially? How are they going? Like, we don't know the rules that they used to acquire these teams. We just heard that, okay, now Police has a women team, now Gor Mahia has a women team, Homeboys has a women team. So for me, I want to know the process they used on acquiring this women team. Again, it's a good thing for now that CAF are doing this, because it's supporting the women now football in women now, because it's something that everyone was crying about. Like, how about let's go out and support a women team. The league started, maybe it's not even 5 years now. Women league started not even 5 years, I think, from now. For me, it's a good thing for us ladies, like being in it. But again, how are this team going to acquire? I will just pray if they go to maybe Division 1 team, because it's easy to handle than just coming to the team that are in a high level, whereby the financial muscle will be higher for all the teams. So,
Shiter on screen, that's just at a glance what CAF actually requires of clubs. And this something, it's not something new actually. People are thinking that this just come from the last 2-3 weeks. But these rules have been there the last 8 or so years. I remember covering the launch of this around 2014 or 2015. Our clubs haven't enacted or acted upon them. But look at that. Basic things like secretariat, physical address, and so forth. Do you think we kept it too late, and probably we could have made a lot of ground on this?
I think it's just our Kenyan style that we dash the last minutes. at the last minute to try and fulfill certain rules and regulations. To me, I've been a very big supporter of women football. I've been doing it with Becky Mwamburi. We've been to stadium, left, right, center. I've never seen Arocho in all those matches. It's a challenge again to him with his Shabana team to put up a proper team for women. Let's not buy women clubs just because we want to fulfill a certain regulation to qualify for CAF CAF Champions rules. In my view, this is we are entering into what politicians do.
Doing, yes.
Because when you see that I have not qualified to vie, I rush by a certain party, then convert it into a very good-looking party that can drive my agenda, and that is what
the primaries and go independent.
And that is what the clubs are doing. It's not good discipline in football. It is not neat in football. Let us put proper structures that will elevate players from the grassroots level into top tier through a systematic approach rather than acquiring teams just to fulfill. And I think CAF should have inserted a clause to prohibit that, because as she said, probably maybe the team that was bought by Kenya Police have different ideologies, have different structures. Probably they will be contaminated by these Premier League clubs that have been using shortcuts to acquire what they have or where they are at the moment.
And the question...
Arocho, maybe in a minute before we move to Nairobi Marathon, what's your take? Do you think all the 18 clubs will meet these rules? And two, the team you really dearly supported, Police, they've gone for Thika Queens. What's your take on all this?
I'm sorry, these are just jokes. Why am I calling them jokes? Look at, for example, Gor Mahia. They have acquired Akakoro. Does Gor Mahia have a youth team? Yes, they do have a youth team. That youth team is giving Okova left, right, and center. Guys, when I say that Kenyan football is a big joke, people don't really understand what I'm talking about. We are taking shortcuts. Gor Mahia youth team is in Division 1 of the Kenyan league. They were just kicked out the other day because they cannot honor their matches. And yet we are sitting here trying to clap and applaud Gor Mahia acquiring a team. My team, and this is why I have an issue also with Police. Why can't you build your own team? Why can't you go and pick young girls? They have a stadium. Why can't you just, for sustainability? Because all this is based on quicksand. And that's why I say that, guys, once again, Kenyan football is a big joke. When we sit here and start clapping for people who are just coming up with superficial kind of solutions, we're also jokers.
As I add on what Arocho is saying, because when they want, this goes out to actually FKF, because as Arocho said, you've heard that the Gor Mahia youth team have been given Okova in and out. Why are you allowing this team to acquire a ladies team? Because at the end of it, it means that you're not even, you can't even support your youth team. And then now you're giving us the lady now.
Which
yes,
again
another
have
team. Which
to
name?
meet it financial cost, actually.
Yes.
So
why?
It's more financial burden.
Yes. Why are you, they have to go and see how the club is doing outside before giving them the women's team.
Actually, they will just use that women's team for the purposes of their participation in CAF. Then after that, they'll be dropped.
And then another question is, if Police goes down, I don't know if they will go down maybe in NSL. Are they still going to support the Queens team?
We are just joking.
Anyway, we are here. We'll keep calling them out. We'll keep writing those commentaries until somebody listens. Now, let's change gears a little bit and go to Nairobi City Marathon. Of course, RMS are the official media partners, and it went down at the Nyayo National Stadium yesterday. Of course, Maxwell Rotich of Uganda actually won the half marathon, clocking 1 minute and 1 hour rather, 10 seconds. And of course, Gladys Chepkirui also winning the women's equivalent. Yet the big race that the full marathon went to, Robert Kipkemboi Rocho, your perspective on this, the preparations and everything.
Good.
You threatened to run, but I didn't see you.
No,
What happened?
not that I threatened. As I said, I was in Murang'a. I missed it. I missed out on this, but it's a good thing.
It started at 6.
No,
you could have done,
I was traveling very early in the morning. I'm a very organized person.
Were you preparing the ground in Murang'a?
Yes, I had to go there and prepare the ground. Now, this is a very good gesture because we need to have such events. Kenya is known of marathon, and when we organize such, we also show that we are ready it also helps us to look at the challenges that we have for us to hold a major event. I'm also made to understand that you got a medal. No,
Come on,
this
guys.
medal is not there. You know why I have a doubt with this medal?
And you are meant to understand.
No.
There are pictures actually on record. Ibra put it for Rocho.
Ibra don't just look for pictures. Because if Swila won that medal, he could have come with his medal very early.
The studio.
Okay, a challenge. Come with your medal next week.
Next Monday, you're going to have it.
Your own medal.
But I did 10 kilometers by the way. I registered for 6, but I felt I had more gas. I did 10 kilometers conclusion.
Good.
From Nyayo National Stadium, roundabout through Haile Selassie.
Good.
Walking.
Onto the expressway, up to Southern Bypass, where we have the...
How did you get the medal?
Walking.
You are number what?
No, all the participants got the medals.
So all participants.
It doesn't matter.
Regardless
Of course, the top 3 got cash awards.
Regardless whether you ran or walked.
But I had the gas, 10 kilometers.
Did you walk or did you walk?
When Arsenal lost, you all over.
No, let's clap for him. Let's clap for Swila.
You see, I think this is one of the best organized marathon, I think, in the continent. Yeah, because look at how the coverage was done. Kudos to Citizen TV crew that really made this possible. I talk of producers who are in at 4 a.m., cameramen who are here at 4 a.m. I will name them: Akina Cheruyot, Dida, Tikolo. These are people who gave you the pictures. You think you are in New York, but hey, it's Nairobi Marathon. Yes. So I think the inaugural marathon that was done last year, they saw potential. The organizers saw a potential, and they really tapped into it. And look at what they did. Kudos to Athletics Kenya for a proper organization, and I'm praying and hoping that next year's edition will be much bigger. And of course, my participation will be guaranteed.
Now that you've had the medals for any...
And no, kudos, Swila. That was whether you walked or you ran.
Some rightfully spotted.
And something else like giving a little bit of cash from number 4 to 20. You know, that was giving like everyone morale. Next time, come and run. You know, it was something that is...
Actually, the prize money was really big. Bigger than...
You are doouting.
Yeah?
No, we are not doubting.
Where's the medal?
There's an interview.
Wait, no. We are not doubting that Swila was there. Yes. What we are doubting, we need to see you on the track, you know, running.
Not pictures.
Yes, not still photos.
Are you trying now to water down this?
We are not watering.
This can be a photo show.
This can, yes. He might have just been waiting at...
That was actually live on set. Actually, it's Mwamburi.
You know my problem with this photo is I need to see you on the track, it's called the super highway.
You're running.
Yes, we need
actually even Yvonne Okwara participated. We had Joseph Njane.
Good.
Yeah, quite a number.
Yeah.
So there's a challenge.
Congratulations.
Actually, it's a good organization. Probably even apart from winning, even for our health, it's good, Arocho.
Yes. I could have done 5.
No.
No, I was going to Murang'a. It was a big day in Murang'a.
Excuses aside, if you can do it, the race started at 6. By 9, it was done. To Murang'a is 1 hour. I think that excuse should not arise next year. Please be serious about it. Look at the prize money. More than what Gor Mahia got for a whole season. A guy walked away with 3.5 million. I mean...
For me, actually, it was the organization. There goes Yvonne and, of course,
Swila, you are
creative editor
good.
In that photo. But for me...
You are really bringing a lot of evidence.
The most outstanding thing...
You don't need to justify. Just show us a photo on the track.
Point. For me, the most important thing is RMS did very well in
Correct.
this.
Yeah.
Of course, good production.
Good.
That's what you get from us here.
I even saw Wahiga, but I saw Wahiga running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, the race was very, very competitive. So every reason to look forward to the 3rd edition next year. And of course, hopefully, RMS will again bring you that cutthroat production and very good coverage. As we sum it up, ladies and gentlemen, sports journalists, you write about the game, you write about athletics, but when it comes to kicking the ball, most of you are now inside.
No, I was there. No, please.
I'm talking, I've not said you're not there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we can look at those tales. The Sports Journalists Association of Kenya had their sports event at the weekend. Unfortunately, RMSFC fell short. Mamburi and team, Lukman, Captain Mercy Kabaka. But basically, Arocho, you at this event.
Yes, yes.
What do you make of it? And of course, we journalists, we're just known more to write about the game. But
first and foremost, good job to the association, the new leadership. They did a good job. Everybody was accommodated. Though my team, this was our first ever assignment outside the office. We didn't really go past the group stages. But I was really impressed with Makori's team. Nation, they did a they were the champions. Good job, Makori there. They're doing a good job. I was also impressed with the Standard. Though they lost in the semi-finals, hey, the score in the semi-finals was like a cricket score. I saw RMS, a good team. The only thing is that
they missed
training,
me.
no
the
training.
Only thing training. Not there.
You know, by the time they were playing the quarters, guys didn't want even to go for it. But all said and done, kudos to the new organization at Kenya Sports Journalists Association. I'm so happy that at least now guys are coming back to the association and embracing it as their own.
Probably there's a debate that arose during that tournament, and you look at Nation FC. There's that lady who was playing very good, silk on the ball,
Amina.
easy on the pass, something of the sort.
She's called Amina.
And everybody's of the view that probably the scouting of the national team, this is somebody they need to consider. She's only 20.
Yes, even Wambora, very good.
Mukami.
Yeah, Mukami, very good. She's a left foot, very good at the ball. But coming back to what you're talking about, that lady Amina, if
Yes.
I get her name right, I think we have a problem. And as I say it, that we are jokers. When you look at the way that lady handles, and there was another lady from Radio Africa, from Nakuru, all the way from Nakuru, a correspondent from Nakuru, very good with the ball, still very young. You wonder how we even recruit our national team. It speaks volumes on how basically we come up with our national team, because that lady was good. She was dribbling past very active players. And I told Makori, and in fact, Elias Makori promised that this lady is going places, simply because there's nobody who has spotted that lady.
The talent. And actually, I spoke with her, and I asked her, why are you not in the Women Premier League? And she said, I was discouraged. Football doesn't pay in Kenya, most of women's soccer. But actually, you have to
7,000.
Yeah.
Actually, the challenge
7,000 after 9 months.
The challenge I'm throwing to journalists. That was a very good platform, very well organized. But again, what was delivered on the pitch, it was wanting. Look at RMSFC. They have a playing ground paid for by the company, so they have no excuse.
There goes the lady.
Yeah.
There, Amina. Amina is doing so well. Shitara, sorry, I'm taking you off your thought process. This lady is wonderful. And when you
She's
say
only 20 years.
when you're saying that she was discouraged, it's true. Ladies played for soccer for 9 months. They were given 1 million. Eventually, what went into their pocket is 7,000 shillings. So this lady, she'd rather put her effort in making sure that she becomes a better journalist. But this lady is good.
Finally, as we wrap it up, the transfer window in Europe.
I had not finished my point. My point was, it is to the new administration at SJAC. This was a proper involvement of everyone, as Arocho has said. But now, going forward, I challenge my fellow journalists, me included. Let's come out and train. We have potential. I told you I used to play position 7. It's only that it's only that I put more concentration on academics and I failed.
Who do you want?
Because of time,
Go and train.
Because of time, guys, in 30 seconds, What's your thought of Arsenal going for Declan Rice? 105 million. That's a British record. Is it worth the money?
No, not worth the money. Actually, good player, but not worth the money. 70 or 60 was enough.
Chelsea
Caicedo
is clearing the decks. Everybody's being sold Shitera.
I think Chelsea is clearing the toxic environment. I was happy Mason Mount had to leave. Pure profit, because 60 plus from a player that you have not spent on, that is pure profit. Good business at Chelsea, and I'm hoping that what Pochettino is bringing in from today will be able to make us happy at the end of the season.
Not clearing out toxic because you were supposed to sell.
No. You see, it was not a must. Someone like Mason Mount, someone like Mason Mount is only 22. Someone like Kai Havertz, same age. It was not a must. But these were players. These were good players at a club they did not want. Clear them.
Aracho, sum it up in transfer business. What are you most impressed with? What are you not impressed with?
I'm impressed with Rice. Rice will surprise many. Arsenal are now becoming serious. They're now getting into big business.
Big names.
Big business. Football is not just about clapping and having any 11 players in the pitch. You must have big names. And that was the difference between Arsenal and the rest last season. I'd wish that David De Gea could remain at Manchester United. I like what he's been doing. Onana might be coming, but Onana he flip-flops. He's not as stable as David De Gea. And remember that David De Gea is the only player that is remaining at Manchester United. The last time we won the English Premier League, that is the only player remaining. David De Gea should stay.
David De Gea says, stays, Rice comes to Arsenal. Will it be a party session? Will he leave? But ladies and gentlemen, that's Fred Arocho, Zita Rita, and of course, Steve Shitera breaking it down in a way no one else can. Such stuff you only find on Sporty Monday. Citizen TV, of course, the leading television network, not just in Kenya, but in this part of the world across Africa. Thanks for keeping us company. See you again, same place, same time next week on Monday. Bye-bye from us. My name is Isaac Tijanswila. Bye-bye.